Does semen retention actually 10x your muscle growth, or is it all BS? I've had experiences on both sides, so building muscle with semen retention, building muscle while freely busting nuts. So I'm going to give you a real life experience answer of this question, not focus too much on the science, just more my experience and also some theories that have worked for me. So where did it begin and who or what got me into this? So it's funny, I'm interested in the subject now, but when I got into it, the way I had experiences about it and the way I experienced benefits from it was completely by accident. So I was a really young kid, like really young. 12, just discovered my body, busting nuts, the whole shebang. But I was raised in a very religious household, right? So at 13, for some reason, I decided I'm going to be a born again Christian. Not anymore. These are my beliefs at the time as a very young kid. And porn, masturbation, all that stuff is fornication, falls under the category of sins known as fornication. So I have to stop. So I did stop at about 13. And from 13 to 17, there was a whole 4-year period there where I did not watch porn or masturbate. Did have wet dreams, but for the most part, there was no busting of nuts. So this was complete accidental semen retention. Now the benefits were very interesting. So since we're discussing the benefits of semen retention on muscle growth, I'm going to start with that. So I didn't get into bodybuilding until about 14, started watching all the old school bodybuilding shows, started reading all the magazines, all that stuff at about 14. But didn't have access to a gym, so I started bodyweight training, push-ups, pull-ups, chin-ups, the whole shebang. I was 61 kilograms at this time. Didn't see much progress, but I saw a bit of progress. It wasn't until I was 16 when I first started lifting iron, got my first gym membership. At this point I was 64 kilograms. Now this is where it gets a bit crazy. From 16 to 17, this is probably because of the shock of newbie gains and all that stuff. There's a lot of factors here, but I went from 64 kilograms to about 71, 72 kilograms, which is about a 7 to 8 kilo increase, 15 to 16 pounds, right? Now, I'm not saying semen retention is fully responsible for this. There's a couple factors involved. I'm young, my testosterone is very high. It's going to be at its peak when you're in your teenage levels. Like I said, newbie gains, had more time to put into weightlifting, more energy because I'm young, more time to sleep because again, I'm young. If you're in your late 20s and early 30s, you're probably not going to see this kind of increase for muscle growth just because you're retaining semen. But that's the kind of gains I saw. So that's what happened till about 17. 18, 19, 20 onwards, start busting nuts again, having sex, all that good stuff. But the gains didn't stop. I was at 71 kilograms by about 17, 18. Went up to about 75 before, I got a bit less disciplined with the bodybuilding, turned vegan, which dropped me back to about 68 kilograms, 69, and then where I sit now is at 70. So there was benefits with it, but as far as muscle growth goes, it doesn't matter whether you're busting nuts, having sex or not. You will build same amount of muscle if you're doing everything else right, sleeping, eating right, training right. But there was some obvious benefits, like I said earlier in the videos, and this brings me on to how I was able to do it, stick to the semen retention, and why you should do it or why you shouldn't do it. As far as the benefits that I observe is focus. Right, I won't call it motivation, but dedication to training is 10x. You will never miss a training section. Your training sessions are almost guaranteed to be intense and good, like good stimulus for growth. So focus, better training sessions, these two combined already help you build more muscle, more energy. Right, sometimes that energy, especially because I was younger, can come in the form of aggression. But if you can successfully use the focus that you've now got, the laser focus, you can channel that aggression into lifting the weights, into doing the training, and which is what I did. That's how I was able to do it, how I was able to stick to semen retention for so long. It was accidental. How I was also able to do it was because I believed it was a mortal sin. It was until I was 17 and 18 and started developing my own beliefs that I thought, no, it's a bit ridiculous, it's a bit unhealthy. I'm just repressing it. It's another thing, you don't want to repress it. If you're going to practice this, practice it in moderation. So if you are fapping, fap maybe once or twice a week if you're in your 20s, and then the rest of the week don't force it. If you're having sex, have sex, you know, with your partner, don't neglect that, but don't overdo it. Just keep some energy reserved, because it does help, like I said, with the focus, with the intensity, and the energy that comes up might be a bit of an aggression, but it's actual energy that you can use to achieve your goals. So I found myself more focused, found myself with more energy, found my workouts were more intense. I was a lot less distracted. Now don't get me wrong, sex will be on your mind, but when you are engaged in something, when you successfully engage yourself in the weightlifting, or I also did a lot of writing, lyric writing, because I like to rap. When you do something like that, your laser focus is a lot more accessible. Yeah, you can access those states of laser focus a lot easier. I don't know why this has got to do with semen retention, but you can access it a lot easier. You got a lot more energy. You do also have a little more increased testosterone, but like I said, it's not enough to make a dramatic difference like steroids on your muscle growth, like boof. But a little goes a long way, you know, if you're down or anything. Extreme depression when I was not doing anything. If I had a day where I was idle and sat at home not doing nothing, extreme levels of depression, extreme levels of anxiety. But I just guessed because that was the nervous energy trapped in me. But when I was doing something, when I was weightlifting, when I was talking to friends, when I was rapping, whatever it was I was doing, no depression, absolutely none. It's a genuine cure for depression if you retain semen. So those are some reasons why I kept doing it. How? Apart from the obvious reason of the religion thing, and those are some reasons why you might want to do it. And also in there, you might hear some things that make you go, oh, this sounds a bit rough, and maybe why you shouldn't do it. But I hope this video helped you out, clarified a few things on this subject, on whether this would be helpful for you to do if you're thinking about it, if you're interested in it or not. You know, I just thought I'll make it because I'm interested in the subject myself a lot more now than I was back then, and every now and then I will go maybe 90 days of semen retention, see what it's like, and I get many of the benefits that I got from the 4 years, but without the 4-year torture. And can still live freely and do my thing. But yeah, man, if you did like the video, hit that like button, share it, and if you're subscribed to the channel, before I go, I'd like to say a big thank you. Channel won't be a thing without you, so thank you for subscribing, and I'll see you in the next video.